Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to this Friday, July 5th edition of Guadalupe Valley Views. I'm at Green Dixon Park this afternoon talking to the Shiner Chamber of Commerce Half Moon Holidays Director, Allison Mozisek. Allison, you've had your hands full the past, let's say, since last year.
Yes, the event takes up a lot of time and it keeps me busy, especially starting in June. But it's a great event and we've got quite a few people that are already in the park. So I'm ready to get the weekend officially underway.
Well, you became the barbecue chairperson for Half Moon Holidays. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I was the assistant. Last year was my first year to take it over, and so this is my second year of being in control.
Oh, man. Well, you have a lot. I want to talk about the barbecue contest. That is always, one of the biggest cook-offs that we have around the region, in my humble opinion. But with the barbecue contest and your involvement, I mean, Shiner born and raised here, and this Half Moon Holidays has become more of a homecoming for all those here in Shiner too. But with that, you have a lot of visitors to the community during Half Moon Holidays weekend, and you see people that come out for the first time to visit, and then they come back to participate in the cook-off.
Yeah, we do. We a couple years ago we added on the SCA steak portion to our cook-off in addition to the regular 3-meat IBCA sanctioned cook-off, and that has brought a lot of recognition throughout the area, and people from all over the state of Texas that come in just for the weekend. They enjoy our park, they enjoy the setup that we have, and so it keeps them coming back year after year. I know Friday night or tonight we've got the SCA steak cook-off, and some just participated in a cook-off I think in Louisiana. Then they drove in today. They're going to participate in our cook-off tonight, and after awards they will be driving down to Edinburgh for another steak cook-off. So those guys just roll in, they cook their ribeye steak, and then they're on the road again. And tomorrow for the IBCA cook-off, we've got guys coming in from Abilene, Amarillo. Some are coming in from the Valley, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, and everywhere in between, and in addition to all our local cookers that like to come back.
I want to get back to the SCA, the state cook-off, which is it's fairly new in comparison to the IBCA and sanctioned events like that. But state cook-off, and it's kind of, say, fairly new to this area locally. I think Shiner was probably one of the first ones to hold that SCA sanctioned event in this region a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think this, and I need to double check, I think this is our fourth year to do it. The first year when we had it, it was actually on a Sunday, and it was after our big cook-off. They came in Sunday morning, they cooked, and we did awards at noon, and then we have moved it now to the Friday night spot, and it just helps with the flow of things. It's kind of their trifecta weekend, and they're all in the points chase, so they want to get as many cook-offs as they can.
And on this IBCA event, obviously that is also another point system. You come to Shiner, you win this event, that goes to your points to get you into some of these larger cook-offs and get you really into the prize money.
Yeah, our event, while it is for the 3 meats, it's a $200 entry. We give out over $10,000 in prizes throughout the weekend. So it's a good pot of money that we're able to give back to everyone that comes in.
You've got a lot of support from the community, and a lot of, in addition to the Chamber of Commerce, a lot of organizations, whether businesses or clubs, nonprofit organizations, they all too participate in the Shiner Half Moon Holidays. Just some of the events that are taking place out here this weekend outside of the barbecue cook-off, or some of the other business like the Shiner Businessmen's Club. You were telling me they're holding a washer tournament, which is going to be taking place tomorrow. Well, let's talk about them and some of the other businesses on your schedule of events. Who the clubs are and what they're bringing to the Half Moon Holidays this weekend.
Okay, so actually tomorrow morning our first big group, and it starts off with the Shiner Booster Club, Athletic Booster Club. They put on our 5K, so that starts tomorrow morning at 7:30, and it starts out here in the park. You get to run through Shiner and check out some of the local neighborhoods. After that, the businessmen will do their washer tournament. The 4-H Club puts on a kids fishing tournament. It's from 1 to 3, and there is a $10 entry for that, but they've got multiple age divisions, multiple prizes, and it's a great event for the kids to come out. The Shiner Game and Fish League is always very supportive in getting the park ready, keeping the creek stocked, so it's a great opportunity for kids to come out and fish. The Shiner Lions Club does a duck race, so if you want to find one of those members, you can donate, I think it's $5 for a duck, with the possibility to win the pot if your duck crosses the line first.
Now, these are yellow plastic ducks, and sometimes they're not all yellow. It's not the ones that you just catch out here that have been floating around the beautiful that they have ducks they have here in the creek at Green-Dixon Park. I just wanted to kind of clear that up here on the radio. But and you also have some others?
We do. The Shiner Little League puts on a softball tournament that's going to be starting on Saturday. They usually start that after the parade, and depending on the team count, which I haven't got confirmation yet, it might be a Saturday only or a Saturday-Sunday tournament. But we always get great support from local organizations that want to raise some money and awareness for themselves.
And that tournament's also taking place here in Green-Dixon Park.
Correct. It is on the old men's softball fields. I'm not sure what the number is, but it's right there in Green-Dixon Park. You can see it. It's within walking distance of all the activities for the weekend.
And did we catch all the clubs and organizations, I think?
I think I covered all of them.
Well, if we left you out, we're not mad at you, I promise. I just wanted to make sure that and I'm not going to lie to you, I'm out here kind of putting Allison on the spot a little bit today, but and I don't even know if I began the show by saying, thanks for notching a little time out of your busy, hectic week and weekend with this event, but thanks for visiting me about Half Moon Holidays. One of the things that you also have is there is something for everyone out here at Half Moon Holidays. You guys have a neat kids fun zone area for
we do. We in the past had gone through a period of change and trying to figure out what was best for the kids and what we could do, and it's been a little hard for us to find a carnival that wants to come to Texas in the middle of the summer, and so we tried with the Water World. That didn't work out exactly as we had planned. So this year we have it's Fry's Fun Farm. So there's a petting zoo. They've got the tractor train rides. There's a sand pile with little crawl through pipe, plastic pipe, I guess it's safe for your kids, and toys. There's rock painting. We tried to keep things that would be free of charge because we know that you're already coming out here, and we don't want to make you have to pay more money for your kids to have a good time.
Speaking of, and I want to talk about cost because I don't want any confusion, the event, if you want to come down and walk around all weekend long, is absolutely free. There's no admission charge to get into the park. There's also free parking. There is, what's going to cost you obviously is if you buy food, drinks, and stuff from the vendors and things like that. But there's only 2 gate charges, and that's for the music entertainment. And this is, tonight, you have a live music, and we'll talk about the schedule in a moment. But tonight, for the Emotions, 21 and up, get in free. If you're a minor, 20 and under, there's a gate fee tonight. Yes, we went over pros and cons in making our decision, and Friday night is always a good night. Everybody loves the Emotions, kind of all age ranges. But if you are 20 and under, you pay the $15 admission at the gate, and that starts after 7 p.m. Starting though the afternoon at 3 o'clock, we've got some acoustic shows. Colin Claypass and Juliana Rankin take the stage first, and if you want to, you can go check out our Half Moon Holidays Facebook page. Colin posted some music he's working on. He married a Shiner girl, and he's quite proud of it, so we're glad we're able to support him and give him some time on the stage. And then we've got Mason Marriott coming in at 5, and he is also going to do an acoustic show. He's an up-and-coming artist. We've heard great things about him, and we're very excited to have him spend some time and put on a show for us. And that's neat, so you can take off work. Well, with the 4th falling yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of folks are taking the day off today, and some aren't. But you know what? Leave work early. It's okay. You heard it here on the radio. You can go home and tell them Uncle Eggy and tell you to be all right. But and if you don't have a job, don't blame me on Monday. But with that, talking about that, the music starts this afternoon a little bit earlier than we've normally done in the past at Half Moon Holidays. But then again tonight, what time do we start charging for 20 and under? 20 and under, we'll start charging at 7 o'clock. Mm-hmm. That the Emotions actually are going to play 2 different sets for us. They're going to come on at 7. We'll start charging at the gate, and then when they take their intermission, we're actually going to announce the awards for the SCA State Cook-Off and the Margarita Turn-In. So that gives them a break. We're utilizing the pavilion at the same time, and then they will come back on at about 10, between 9:45 and 10, and play till midnight. And again, it's still then $15 for 20 and under at the gate. Let's get to Saturday morning. Well, you had the pageant last weekend, and then tomorrow morning that new pageant will be representing Shiner in the Half Moon Holidays parade in the morning. And I'll talk about that. We start the day off with the 5K run. There's also some other events, and of course people getting their fire started early Friday morning for the cook-off. But The Shiner Half Moon Holidays Parade, that's always a fun event, and that runs up and down. I know that on Avenue E in Shiner, which is Highway 90 alternate, and it really is neat to go and attend. I mean, you just see a lot of the red, white, and blue. It is the Norman Rockwell 4th of July painting of America, if you will. I mean, if I had an ice cream booth out there, I'd be a millionaire. I mean, that's the only thing I think we're missing. But don't talk to me about the parade. What time does everybody kind of get lined up? And if you would, what time does the thing begin? And the bonus question for you today: what's the route run on the parade if people want to come to town and come? They can stop by Wellhausen Park and see it over there, right?
Yes, Wellhausen Park is usually one of the biggest areas, just because it's a great location and there's a lot of shade trees because it is a little hot. But the parade actually starts at 10 a.m. The floats will start lining up 8:30 that morning, but the actual movement and flow of traffic gets underway at 10 o'clock. And
let me just interject. Keep that in mind, too. If you're going to be traveling through the area, just know that there's a parade going on in Shiner tomorrow morning. So, if you want to, hey, what's going on up there? Why is everything moving so slow and detouring traffic? I mean, you'll see the police and sheriff deputies and stuff out working traffic tomorrow, but that's what's happening downtown.
Yeah, and as of yesterday, I think the last count, we had about 60 entries for the parade. So we're very excited to see the other communities that come in and bring their royalty and are just always glad to participate in our parade.
Mentioning that, I mean, on your royalty, Shiner also represents the community and Half Moon Holidays Parade throughout a number of parades across South and Central Texas. Matter of fact, just last weekend, y'all were over in Luling at the Watermelon Thump Parade. But, I mean, y'all hit a number of parades each year representing Shiner.
We do. The royalty is always very active in not only the parades but other events throughout the year, and that help support the community. They did Watermelon Thump in the past. They've done the Hallettsville Kolache Fest and I think Hallettsville's Lighted Parade. This year was the first ever time they went to San Antonio and did one of the Fiesta parades, and it was televised. So they all enjoyed that, and I'm hoping that royalty will keep up with that in the future. It was a great opportunity to get Shiner on TV and on the map for other things.
Yeah, royalty doesn't just show up at the parades. You mentioned that they're very community involved. I've seen them at the wreath laying ceremonies on Memorial Day to different events around the community, whether they're giving away awards. They'll be here, I know, during the barbecue awards, presenting the awards to the award winners. So it's really nice to see that. I know that they're involved in so much other stuff. The Christmas in the park, which the Chamber puts on every December, and they're always out there with a smile on their face.
They are. These kids, especially Miss Shiner, Junior Miss Shiner, are so active in school events in addition to what they do for the Chamber. So we always appreciate everything they do for us. And one of the things you missed, but not a huge deal, they work our Shiner General Store, which sells our merchandise at the picnics, at the local runs at the brewery, and throughout the year they show up. Their parents show up. And that has been, a great opportunity for us to have volunteers to work that booth and sell our Shiner merchandise. So everyone always gets a piece of that when they leave town.
Yeah, I know I missed it. I did see them at the spring picnic earlier this year. We mentioned that parade, and again, that starts in the morning, and then after the parade, folks kind of start making their way down to Green-Dixon Park here in Shiner. I know that music kicks off tomorrow afternoon, and let's talk about your music lineup for Saturday afternoon, if you will.
So our music lineup, that's all going to be on the Texas Thunder radio music stage. They have helped us, and we've gotten a great lineup, but it's going to kick off at 12 o'clock with the Shiner Hobo Band. I mean, you can't have an event without having the hobos.
Not in Shiner, no.
So those guys and ladies are very excited to be here. So they'll go on at 12. At 2 o'clock, we've got the Los Kolaches, which, again, local favorite. They always put on a good show, and it's funny that now, year after year, these are two bands that always call me first and say, hey, can we play again this year? Do you want us to play? So I think they enjoy it just as much as everyone else. I think they
probably enjoyed the drive, too.
Yes, when you just have to go a couple miles out of town, it definitely helps. After Los Kolaches, we got the Mama Tried band, and these are some boys that are from... I think Hallettsville Shiner, they're Lavaca County boys, and they are having a good time. They're playing a couple different shows, or they have been in the area the last couple months, and when we reached out, they couldn't have been more excited. They wanted the opportunity to play our event, so they'll go on at 4 o'clock.
And right after 4 o'clock, I mentioned that at the conclusion of Mama Tried band set performance, that's when, man, everybody kind of just rolls up down here, and this place gets crazy because we're finding out who's got the best brisket and chicken and ribs. And you also do some jackpot contests too, don't you? And I'll get to that in a second, but you'll have the awards on Saturday night or Saturday evening.
Yeah, our awards are Saturday under the same music pavilion. And so everybody does. They roll in, they bring their chairs, they pack the house.